Okay, we're at Horseshoe. That's the other Horseshoe that we had seen before. We've got the driveway to the side, mature trees. It's pretty flat and level. As we come through here, our walkway is a little bit tipped, like that end dips a tiny bit, and then we have this lip coming up over here, right there. Probably just a tree, but well-maintained landscape. We have these front porch area. It's covered from this pillar to the wall. It's 4 feet 7 inches, and then from the edge of this to that way is about 20 feet. This is what you see at the front. Well-maintained yard, landscaping, one little vine coming up. Roof looks pretty good. Windows look in good health. It's painted brick. And this kind of looks like that cedar. So we'll come up to the front door. So we see when we come in. So we have a dining space to the left, stairs, really high, ceilings over here on the entrance. We have a little bench on this side. Let's go to the left first. So from the banister to the wall, we have 11 feet 3 inches. And then we'll come to this wall. There's about 13 feet 3 inches. This is what we see up the front. The window, we have a ceiling fan in here. That's how we see this way. So we'll come through. Everything looks freshly painted. The trim and the walls. So we'll come into the kitchen right here. That's what we see this way. And that's what we see that way. So we got a double oven with storage. The storage comes from the wall. There's this wall poke out right here. We have off kitchen dining. This is a granite countertop island with storage on that side. Let's see how big this is. I can borrow this thing. Let's borrow this thing. So we're looking at about 6 feet 7 inches across to that's not right. 3 feet 9 inches that way. We have the electric cooktop. Cabinets look to be in good health. Newer pools, tiled backsplash. A little mark right there, but it's just to be cleaned. The countertop looks to be in good health. This is what we see out the kitchen window. We have our pool equipment, the pool, the pebbles. There's a chandelier, our dishwasher. Let's put this back. Let's go this way. So we're gonna come, the cabinets themselves were about 2 feet deep. Let's do the little border. So 2 feet 10 inches to the fridge. 3 feet 7 inches to the sink. Over here, this is a pretty big space within itself. They just got furniture to cut in. So from this wall to that wall is about 15 feet. And then I'll go from this edge. From this edge to that wall is about 9 feet 8 inches. We have a chandelier above. Ceilings look good with our crown molding. We'll come to this side and we have our pantry in here. Good walk-in pantry. Looking at 3 feet 8 inches to the wall. 2 feet, about 3 feet to this wall. It's about 8 feet in ceiling height right here. 10 feet right here. There's a little bit of like different coloring right there. That might have been what used to be the chandelier versus the new chandelier, but I couldn't be 100% on that. So we're in the laundry room right now. good sized laundry room. We got about 8 feet to this wall. Excuse me. And about 8 feet to this wall. So there's a cube. We see out, this is the front of the house. We have our washer dryer. It's going to be electric dryer, some storage above the units. We'll come over here to the garage. Okay, they have something running in here. It's that is like epoxy flooring. What is this? Can't tell. It kind of looks like a dehumidifier. It's a nice area. Okay. Anyway, sauna. We have our garage about 22 feet to this wall, and 21 feet 9 inches to that wall. Extra storage off of the garage. That's going to be our sprinkler. This is our water heater. Right there. We do have the drain out. This room itself is 8 feet to about 9 feet 8 inches. Popcorn ceiling in the garage. Toasty. Okay, so we came out of the garage, which we would walk into the kitchen. See off the kitchen dining. I don't believe I looked out these windows, but we have the window up here, and then the large windows right there. You see into the backyard. We'll come in to the living area right here. So high ceilings, probably about 10 feet. Let me measure it. Yeah, so 10 feet up. This has 1, 2, 3 windows with the a window above here. This is seen into the backyard once again. It's been this consistent flooring throughout. This is like, looks like that laminate vinyl. We have a painted brick fireplace with our built-in storage. There's a little bit of separation right there. That's tiny though. 6 feet 6 inches across, 1 foot 9 inch deep. This is also a built-in. We're looking roughly about 6 feet or so. I won't be able to measure it with all the things in the way, but storage up to the top, going across. This is where we came in from there. So once again, much higher ceilings over here. We did not look in this closet. This is the walk-in closet. Underneath the stair storage, it even goes this way, that way. So we're looking at 8 feet 6 inches, 3 feet 4 inches into the closet. So still on the first floor, we'll come across the living room into this hallway. We have bedroom, room, or closet room this way. So we're gonna start over here. This room, same height and ceiling, 11 feet across this way by 13 feet this way. So pretty big wall of window. See out the front. Come through. This is the closet. 2 feet 11 inches this way. Okay, about 5 feet 10 inches this way. Green accent wall. This is kind of like a grayish more than a white. Once again, everything looks like it's fairly been recently painted, so I haven't seen any separation marks or cracks through the corners. 2 feet 11 inches this way. 3 feet 1 inch that way. Little coat closet. We'll come through. This is like the bathroom. All right, so we have our bathroom here. Looks like the shower tub's been updated. This Counter is 3 feet 1 inch by 1 foot 9 inch. It looks like original cabinets but updated pools. Here's our tile work. Sounds like they replaced the iron tub if they had one. This isn't that old of a home to maybe have the iron tub, but currently it has the newer one. And check the HVAC closet. Sorry, I have to be quiet when we get close to his home office. HVAC unit looks pretty good. I can't see that. Serial number, maybe 2026. I'll have to read the notes if this was new or not. But it looks great. We have our hallway, it makes this kind of, but we have hallway storage right here. Fairly good size. They're about 1 foot 4 inch for storage. When we come through, there's our air intake. Air intake will come through, and those look clean, so that's a good sign. This appears to be the primary room, good size, that ceiling casing that we all love. Come across about 14 feet, 13 feet, 11 inches this way. 17 feet, 6 inches this way. Same flooring that we've had. We do have a door to the outside backyard pool area. So we'll come through here. This will be the primary restroom. So we have our dual vanity right here. Once again, same with the cabinets. I think it's the original cabinets, just newer pools. 7 feet across with 1 foot 8 inch counter depth. We do have a full standing glass shower, and doors go pretty much to the top. With that, so we'll come in here. 3 feet 6 inches to this wall. 4 feet 2 inches to this wall, and the head is about 6 feet 2 inches high. It's got a good sized door. Come through here. This is our soaker tub. We're looking at about 2 feet 3 inches wide, about 1 foot 9 inch deep. And then there's our window. It appears to be frosted glass behind the blinds. This is our commode room. Cabinet above. 2 feet 10 inches, 5 feet 2 inches, and this is the primary closet. We'll walk in. We do have a window out to the front with the slight bench. It's 1 foot 2 inch by 3 feet. We have built-in cabinets and drawers right here with shelving coming across to this side. The closet itself, there are some marks right here, like something's been cut out before. So coming across, we're looking at about 13 feet 2 inches. Laser was kind of jumbling back and forth. And then the room itself is about, I say 5 feet 6 inches across. So we have that, and that would be this. Conclude over here. Now we can go upstairs, and then I'll have to go to the backyard after. I just want to get the office part over with so I don't bother him while he's working. Okay, so we're gonna come up the banisters. There's a little spot right there. I don't know if that was like a design choice or what, but we have iron rods, banister. Shakes a little bit, not too much. Same there. So we have newer carpeting. I'm gonna try to talk lower. Hopefully you can still hear me. But carpeting right there. This is the angle of banister. Yeah, that one's a lot better. There's our chandelier. This is what we see on this side. So we'll come up. We have another air intake for an AC unit. I bet there's an upstairs unit. It's probably, the attic. Whew. So here's our attic. blown in insulation. This is big. It's a huge space. I'll try my best to measure this. Looking at about 16 feet to that wall, and then we have additional space this way, about 20 feet there, and then this is about 14 feet, and then you have more space up there. So once again, we came up the stairs. This is our hallway closet with shelving, 3 feet 3 inches, about 2 feet 1 foot 11 inch. Did have lights in there. We have carpet coming across. Then this is another room, good size. We're looking at, that's not right, 12 feet 5 inches this way, and then to this wall right here, we're looking at about 13 feet. It's 12 feet 11 inches to that wall. Then we have this like nook. It's pretty deep, 8 feet 2 inches by 3 feet 9 inches. And we look out to the front of the house. We come across here. This is our closet for this room. It walks in, but it slopes down. So this is, 5 feet or so. 3 feet 7 inches by 5 feet 8 inches across. Pretty good size. This might Jack and Jill to the other room. I'm just gonna double check. Yeah, it does. Okay, I'm gonna knock on the door first. So this is the other bedroom that's upstairs. We have about 8-foot ceilings up top, and the room itself is 12 feet 1 inch to that wall and 13 feet 6 inches to this wall. We're looking out the window right here to the backyard. You can see over to the pool. Everything looks in pretty good shape. I don't see any stress marks or anything like that. Same flooring as we had downstairs. Hallways had carpet and stairs had carpet. This is the other side of that bathroom that we saw on the other side. So we'll have our own vanity over here with above commode storage. The vanity countertop itself is 4 feet 3 inches by 1 foot 9 inch. Do have storage, and we have a closet right here. So we'll come into it's a walk-in closet. We're looking at about 4 feet 3 inches that way and 6 feet 3 inches to this wall. There's a little mark right here. Across, maybe they had shelving in the past on this wall, but just to notice that. So we'll come through, and then this is to the other side. So we were just in that room with the movie rug. We'll come into the shower room and bathtub itself. It has this window right here, looking out towards the backyard. And then the room itself is 6 feet 3 inches this way and 4 feet 10 inches to this wall. So once again, we share the tub, but have different bathrooms because this had its own closet. This is a bit wider than the other side. So we have 4 feet 3 inches to that wall, and then from right here it's 2 feet 7 inches. But we can fit 3 cabinet storage up here versus the 2 on the other one. And that would be everything upstairs. Okay, so we came out the back door of the living room, right off of the kitchen done and everything. As we walk out, this is what we see towards the back. Have some ceiling fans up here, that's string lighting. And then we have a covered patio. So the distance, about 19 feet to that wall. And then from about right here, the covering, about 7 feet 3 inches to this wall. This is our pool. That's how we see the neighbors in the back. On the side, looks like a newer fence. There's no gutters. Yard looks really healthy. The units look really good. Going through, everything looks pretty well maintained. We'll come around this way. Neighbor trees look good. You got a little bit coming over here. There's a drain right here, so that's good. And through, there's our pool. Pretty good sized pool with brick and siding. Then we'll come to this. Pool equipment looks pretty good. And through, the slab isn't exposed. I don't know if you recall that on the inspection report, but they usually like to have a portion of the slab exposed. I can show you over here because I see some. This is remember, we're on the left side back of the house where you pull into the garage. We do have an electrical box out here. Little spaces here and there of where it dips, and there's some cracks. A little bit of space right here. This is a unit right there. Fences looked healthy all the way across. This is that slab that I was just talking about. So it's exposed from the brick and then the cement of the foundation. Pretty good. Little bit of bowing. Almost like my fingers ruining it. Not quite sure what would cause that. It kind of looks like the breathing gaps. I don't know. There's our rod for our ground rod for our electrical. Once again, just a little divot right there. But go here. I'm gonna go back inside just to lock the door. And this is just that you can just pull that off if you want to.